Alright, here we go with another run in the pre-release version of Danger Pack. Now, I didn't mention in the previous video that Danger Pack is due to come out on the 20th of May. Today it is the 14th, and the Tier 4 pets were just revealed in the official Discord today. So if you want to see the full set of Tier 4 and below units that are going to be in Danger Pack at launch, then I suggest you go over and check those out. I'm not going to be covering absolutely everything, but hopefully in this run we're going to use a lot of different units that we didn't use in the previous run I uploaded. So to begin with, here we get the transform start. So we have Iromote Cat. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, probably not. But then there's also Ili Pika. I mentioned in yesterday's video there are a lot of pets in here that I'm not clear on the pronunciations. I'm sure people can correct me in the comments if they are nature buffs. So what happens with these units is the cat turns into random pets from, initially it'll be tier 1, and then at a higher level tiers 2 and 3. And then anytime a unit transforms, the Pika gives temporary stats. Kind of like a horse, I guess. But it will always buff the highest stat. So here we have our cat has more health than attack. So the Pika gives it extra health. And then we also bring in the macaw. And the macaw is another transform support unit. It will give +2/+1 to any unit that transforms. So I think here I'm going to abandon the Pika already, even though it is one of my favourite new sprites. The macaw is definitely an upgrade. And then look at this, I end up rolling into 2 more. So in the space of a couple of turns, we've found 4 macaws, which is incredibly fortunate. And you can see the amount of temporary stats that we're able to give. Unfortunately here we get double jump attacked by the opposing units. I'm not sure I really explained jump attack in yesterday's video. This is the new pack specific mechanic, I guess. It basically allows you to attack out of sequence. So the pet will attack even though they're further back in the lineup. And I think this was actually already teased in the official Discord. There was definitely a video showing how the tier 1 African wild dog worked. So I don't think I'm really giving anything away by talking about that. So on this level up here, we don't really get any transform specific units. So I think for now I'm just going to take the monk seal, which is a genetic scaler that will work for most teams, as long as they have high enough health to survive a hit. You can see there it gives permanent +2 health because our macaw managed to survive. And again, it's going to do the same thing for the cat. I'm pretty sure the permanent stats... do the permanent stats there carry over? I didn't really notice. I'm sure they're supposed to. So we end up leveling here into the giant Pangasius. It's another pronunciation nightmare. But for some reason I don't take it. I think I was specifically looking for another unit. And maybe I'd already recorded something with the Pangasius. I'm not sure. It's kind of like a lionfish. And it snipes based on how many times teammates have transformed that turn. But at the moment we only have 1 transform. So we really need to find some more units to bulk out our team before we could think about taking a pet like that. So we're already maxed out on macaws, so we don't need another one. But I think I'm going to go for the level 3 on this sandpiper, which is a tier 3 scaler. Basically the pack's equivalent of giraffe, but it buffs adjacent pets. I think that was another level up when I didn't find what I wanted. But then we end up freezing 2 copies of the same food in the shop. And this is quite a fun new food item. It's kind of like a targeted can. So it's a vanilla bean, and it will affect 2 units in the shop, give them both +2/+3. But I think, yeah, I'm going to try and combo that with Lioness, which we get here on the red panda transformation. I think in many of these pre-release runs, you'll see that I am hyper-focused on getting red panda as soon as I can and trying to find something useful for my squad. So here we actually end up getting a transform chain because the cat turns into Rollaway Monkey. Again, another one I'm not sure how you pronounce, but it will transform units ahead into heart pets from tier 3 or below. That one has definitely been revealed already. Now here I'm offered another red panda, which is a slightly better stat line because of the Lioness. Unfortunately, the temporary buffs have vanished on the Lioness, so yeah, probably don't want to play it up front at 4/4 stats anymore. And there we go, we find the Amsterdam Albatross. So I think I'm going to take the level up here, and then we also get California Condor. These are both tier 6 transform support pets. As we face an opposing transform team. But it didn't look like their Pangasius had any triggers there. So I'm going to buy the 2 vanilla beans to instantly boost the stats on the 2 units we have frozen. And because we won, I'm going to greed for even more vanilla beans, I think. Although maybe at some point soon I'm going to be forced to bring these pets in. The Lioness is of course cooking them up even larger as well. Getting the level 3 Sandpiper so quickly has given us a pretty good platform here, although we are going to lose to this team that still had their tier 1 Tapir. So yeah, I think Lioness probably has to go now that we're on 2 hearts, and then we're going to bring in the other Transformers. So the Amsterdam Albatross will permanently give +1/+2 to a unit that transforms. So here we end up getting a slime, which clearly isn't going to do anything for us because it doesn't remember how many battles the cat actually fought. But we do get the permanent +1/+2 from the Albatross. And then the Condor will copy the ability from the unit that was transformed into. So I think here, yeah, we end up finding the Sifaka. Another one, I have no idea if that's a pronunciation or not. I think before I record any more of these Danger Pack videos, I'm going to have to go and check all these pronunciations. But it will transform the units behind, the 2 units behind, into tier 6 Faint Pets, as we actually face another team doing something very similar. So here we get Phoenix and Orca, and they are only level 1, but you know, their abilities are clearly going to be better than what we already had. Funnily enough, we end up getting a chicken from the Orca, so we do scale the shop even further. And I think here, yeah, we can now just transform the cat. We don't want the Condor's ability actually being wasted on the cat. We'd rather have it get both of the abilities from the 2 tier 6s, which you'll see now. Yeah, so the Condor becomes a hybrid of Ammonite and Hydra. Although, of course, Ammonite is then going to turn it into a Mimic Octopus and negate the transformation copying. So yeah, it's kind of like Abomination and Parrot in one unit. Being able to have 2 abilities at the same time, I think, is quite an interesting concept that we've definitely seen a lot of fun Abomination videos recently. And so here's another way of getting 2 different abilities onto one pet, although there is, of course, a degree of randomness. And then we end up summoning some bizarre stuff here from the Bay Cat, which is another one of my favourite new units. It summons Start of Battle pets randomly. I think they all have to be tier 4, so you could see there we got Skunk, Goblin Shark, and a couple of others. So if you've been wondering what a transform team might look like in this pack, there's your answer.